Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike, and I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. And Matt, again, the 2023 season has come to a close. It's time to reflect. We're going to look back. We're going to tier list the entire active Jets roster, and we're going to try to figure out these categories we kind of did beforehand, as you can see on the screen. But maybe we'll switch it up a little bit, get a little weird with it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Matt, after a long night of fighting with Asante Samuel, are you ready to tier list?
I'm ready to go. And hey, if you do like us on Twitter, go ahead and hit subscribe. It takes a couple seconds. But yeah, we're excited to bring the tier rank and the tier list back to the program. It's been like a year since we've done a tier list, and we got every player here. And it'll be tricky, Mike, because sometimes you have to wait while they're an undrafted rookie, right? And how much did they add value? Or a player that filled in and that wasn't supposed to be a starter and they played maybe below average to bad, but you could put them in the category. So we're going to go a few different ways. We're ready to run it. Mike, first up, Israel Abanikanda didn't do a lot early on. Dalvin Cook moves, and then now he ends up playing. Mike, where would you put
Izzy? I'm going to go with meh.
I think that's fair.
It's not that bad. It's not good. Meh.
I'm excited for the normal distribution that's going to come of it. Is it going to be a perfect kind of blend that we'll have, and we'll tweet out the graphic after? And again, you're probably going to disagree with a lot of it. You're probably going to agree with a lot of it. So in the comments below, talk about what we did right, what we did wrong. I agree Izzy would be in the meh category. Mike, where you?
Why did I
You got a little blurry. You did get a little blurry.
Did I? It's not my eyes. I like my hand is nice. Oh no. Good Lord. Oh, look at that. Oh, there I am. I'm still blurry. All right, whatever. Who cares? You don't need to see what do I look like.
Tony Adams, Mike. Where are we putting Tony?
Tony Adams. Good.
I think he was good. I think we're 2 for 2 and agreeing with each other. I think he's good.
Dude, undrafted 2 years ago, starting safety. It was funny in the preseason. Was it this year? They were like, we're just sitting Tony Adams.
Yeah. They treated him like a star.
Shouldn't you kind of see him play more? He's like a second-year undrafted guy. They're like, nah, he's our starter. Played well.
Played good in the Eagles game. I think he's a perfect person for the good category. How many turnovers did he end up with?
He had 3 picks. I don't know.
Fumble recovery.
It's so weird. Recovering fumbles is insane for the Jets, so I don't even factor that in. Yeah. Is that a coaching thing? Like, what is that? The last 2 years we can't recover a fumble? It's definitely luck.
I think the biggest thing in the NFL is a combination of luck and your owner. Like the Jets did everything right in terms of getting Aaron Rodgers, and like I do give Woody credit. And when an owner makes a terrible move, then it obviously becomes magnified. And then you have luck. Right. Like can you like your quarterback goes down after 4 plays. Fumbles historically, like there's fumbles that your team should have recovered, like a muffed punt. Where like, how the fuck did the gunner not land on it? And there's a fumble that you murder someone and it just lands in someone's lap.
How about the Josh Jacobs one? I think it was Josh Jacobs in the Raider game this year. He like punted the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Crucial situation. Like, oh, dude, tough.
Expected fumble recoveries would be a good stat. And tough one here with Becton, friend of the program. He did play 16 out of 17 games. But he did also have like the highest pressure rate, sack total, and penalties. So, Mike, where are you putting Becton?
It's got to be the below average to bad.
I know.
It's so disappointing because it was never about the ability with Becton in our minds. After the rookie year, you're thinking this dude's a stud. He just got to play. I remember we watched all those Brian Baldinger breakdowns, and it looked great. He's pancaking dudes. No, but then, and I think, Matt, what was the stat? He had the most, I know you said pressures, but it was the most sacks and penalties in the league.
From a tackle, maybe second most in sacks, but the penalties always happen too at killer times. Like I feel like we get to the 15-yard line in the red zone going, and then a false start would happen. Friend of the program, like I said, I have talked to Becton before. He's a good dude, and I actually think there's a path where the Jets bring him back, and it's a very unpopular opinion right now. I'm not saying I would do it, but I do think there's a path that they try to bring him back, even to fight for a tackle spot. He likes Rodgers, not like a $12 million contract, but if he can't get anything on the open market, it wouldn't surprise me if Douglas, instead of extending Bryce Huff, packages like 4 free agents, which again, I don't necessarily agree with, but I could see that happening and really pissing off a lot of fans.
You need bodies, Matt. We need bodies, dude, on that offensive line. Bring them back.
So, Mike, we'll go a little quicker through this. I think some of them are going to be easier. Like for Rodgers, we can put him right now. Injured NA.
Yep.
Injured NA for Rodgers.
Would be elite. Can we put Thomas Morstead in the elite category?
Yeah, we'll try to rank him in the categories itself too.
Yeah.
I'm fine with putting Morstead in elite category. And his job, he was elite. He was a third in all-pro voting.
And Zerline was too. I'll say it.
I think
what
Zerline should be. Well, we need to go through. We can't have like 15 people in elite.
I think elite. Zerline he was 35 or 38, Matt.
I know. And one of the missed field goals is in like unbelievable snow weather where he hit the post with like
one's a block.
Yep.
And then the other one, I guess he just missed. Dude, it's hilarious looking at Zerline's stats because he's 35 for 38 field goals and he's 15 for 16 on extra points, which is tough.
It's borderline elite. We'll look at the categories that played through, but Michael Carter the second, Mike, I want to put him in. He's either in 2 categories. I'll let you go first where you want to put him.
Why wasn't he on the All-Pro team?
He's 5th in voting.
But they put out all the stats. It honestly seemed like they created the category to accommodate his play. I don't know. I'd like to put him in elite, but you can go with great.
I'm going to go elite for now. We can adjust. We can move it around.
People are going to call us homers.
I know we're going to have 40 people in elite, and I think I'll put him ahead.
Well, Matt, the problem is
more impact.
The Jets defense was ranked number 1 by PFF, and the special teams is like the top 5. So what are you going to do? Have not elite guys?
Yeah.
It's not our fault.
I can't believe how many people I put on this tier list. It's going to take us 3 hours if we don't.
No, we're good, dude. We're moving here. Like I got what is this called? Topo Chico. This is not. Do we get advertisements?
Is it alcoholic?
Yeah.
Good for you. What are we doing after the video?
I'm gonna go meet up with our buddy Tommy, Tommy's in the city.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Is he a Banacanda?
I think Irv Charles is probably going to end up in the meh category, but he was very good on special teams. He really was.
Well, it's funny because Hardy gets hurt, and then the Jets announced like we're bringing up Irv Charles, and the first play he had as a gunner, I think the first play he had as a gunner, he made like an insane play.
Was that the Denver game?
I think so.
Yeah,
I do. And then, I don't know. Then the special teams. Well, they let up a touchdown against the Chargers.
I jumped the gun. That was Irv Charles is next. Jason Brownlee, I think, is also arguably in the man category. Undrafted, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put him for that reason alone. I wouldn't put him below average to bad. When he was on the field, he played meh, and
maybe with all of the wide receiver woes, and he made the roster out of camp. You would expect a little bit more from a guy on the roster. Like hopefully he could produce.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like he had too many chances until later in the year, and then he was meh. So I'm fine with that.
I'm going to go ahead and put Randall Cobb in the category we made, which is our really bad category, is Rodgers' friends.
Yeah.
He's got to go there.
It's just, when the whole wish list thing came out, and then like he ended up with Cobb, Lazard, and who am I forgetting? Billy Turner. Like,
yep. We were going to get Mercedes Lewis at one point.
Good blocking tight end. Would have buried Ruckert. Need that.
Michael Clemens, I think, is between 2 categories. I want to see where you want to go.
I think we should put him in below average to bad. And you could put him in meh because but you just kind of thought maybe there'd be more of a leap. I put the run defense I was disappointed with as a whole, and he's one of the culprits. And I think it's a lot of the scheme also.
Yeah, that'll be the first one, I think, controversial of people watching this because he almost lost a giant game, truthfully, for the Jets on the roughing the punter.
Yeah.
And then
he almost did it again. And he didn't jump on the fumble in one of the games. I don't remember what game that was.
I feel I'm actually scared putting him here. I feel like he's gonna find both of us and murder us. So I might just put him in meh just for that reason. We can move him back down at one point.
It just didn't. He didn't do very much of anything, and he had some weird moments. So that would be the only reason.
That's the tough part. He added more value in terms of like doing stuff on the field than a Jason Brownlee. So like that, like how do I? It's tough to marry the two together, but you want him to play a bigger role. Like Ashton Davis.
Yeah,
I think he's good.
Yeah, I do.
I think he's good.
He had a good year.
Could you argue great? I could have a discussion with anybody about being potentially great. He turned the ball over a lot when he was on the field. He made plays. He always found the ball.
I wouldn't put him in great.
You would?
I would not.
I'm not either. But I think
I was between Matt and good because I think he was very impactful this year and good overall. This is not an overall career list.
Mm-hmm.
He's been meh, and this year he was good. I think he's a little bit opportunistic. Like one of his interceptions is on a Hail Mary that he almost ran back for a touchdown right before the Jets threw a Hail Mary that got ran back for a touchdown. So, but no, and the safety was great, and he pops up, picked off Mahomes. I'm fine with him. And he was good. He was good.
All right, Brandon
Eccles, I think. Eccles. I mean, he's good at what he does. He's a good fourth corner, but
he's meh. It was a meh year. And it was this year though. Like what he did this year, he was on the field. He didn't have to play a lot. Eagles game, he played the pick six. Yep. Are you thinking good or meh?
Definitely meh. I mean, because it's just tough. You're right, because the role comes into it. But there's going to be guys in the good category, and then Brandon Eccles you're right, they can't be in the same tier.
Yeah. And then you got a guy like JFM here, again, between two categories. I think you could either call it good or great.
I think JFM is the poster boy of good. Like, he should be the number one good guy.
I like that.
You know? Because, again, now he had 3.5 sacks, but he felt impactful. It felt like he did stuff. He cut out a lot of the annoying penalties from the past couple of years with all the roughing the passers. Famously, the rougher of the passer on the Michael Carter pick six that wasn't against the Patriots last year. So,
but Mike, it felt like too early on the year when the Jets were 4-3. Like JFM in those wins was making big plays, like a 2nd and 10 stuff, or like a sack that mattered. So I like him being in good, and I agree with you. He's like we could even call it the JFM category, like good.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb is on here twice. Now we move on to.
Can we put him in there also in Rogers' Friends?
I think you want to put him there twice.
Yeah, if JFM's the poster boy of good, Randall Cobb is to Rogers' Friends.
Yep.
Who else? Where's Billy Turner?
Billy Turner's here. Rogers' Friends. I don't even want to put Lazard. He's in a category of his own. Maybe he bounces back though. We'll put Lazard in Rogers' Friends as well.
Such a disappointment, man, because it just is such a bad year from every aspect. He didn't do anything. He had the one play against the Chiefs, 2 plays against the Chiefs. I think the touchdown was nice, and he caught like a longer pass in that game. I don't know. It didn't seem like he was going to be this way, but it seemed like a good dude.
Agreed. I'll move Lawson to like an injured NA, or even he didn't even play. You can't.
No, it should be. He should be. It's not. It's a shame that he tore his Achilles when he got here and then he had back problems this year. He was fine last year too. Lawson had a good year. 7 sacks. Played every second. All right, who was that? Gibson.
This is Xavier Gibson, undrafted, free agent rookie. I'd probably put him in the meh category.
Yeah. The problem is, man, it's like when these guys. How to say it? Of course, the Bills kick return or punt return is unbelievable. Great moment. Had some issues with ball security. And then you look at these guys, the rookie undrafted wide receiver, and you're thinking, is this guy going to be a big player going forwards? I don't know. I kind of hope not.
I think fans fall in love with Gibson. 1, it's a cool story from Hard Knocks. 2, punt return to your point. And then how many, like the muffs, he has chances to be a receiver like Brownlee did as well. And he made, a couple touchdowns. I would put him in the meh category. I think a lot of people watching would
Yeah.
want to put him in good. I'm not ready to do that.
And he's one of those guys, man. I think his arm, and of course, this is coming from us. We're not huge, muscular men. I think his arm is just like not big enough where the ball just looks like you could just punch it out when he's holding it.
Mm-hmm. No.
There's so much ball that's exposed to the air.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
like I got a problem coming up here.
Yeah.
Chris Glazer and Jake Hansen. Tell me the
Right.
difference between the two. Like tell me the difference
Which
between the
one
two this
is?
year.
Well, there's Max Mitchell. All right, so Chris Glazer is the one there.
He's
That's
here.
him. And
Uh,
then
and then Jake Hansen's down here. I don't know how to tier these two guys because I just don't know. I don't know. Like they just didn't do
it's
anything wrong.
unbelievable that the Jets signed Roger Saffold at the trade deadline, which is like week 8. And then both of these guys and Xavier Newman played all the rest of the games at right guard, and Billy Turner. No, they have to be. The offensive line sucked, and they were on it. So
I would let's this is like the red wedding.
yep,
Glazer, Hansen, Max Mitchell,
yep,
Becton. Where is Connor McGovern's injured NA?
yep. Nice
I'm
stats
missing
though.
Xavier Newman. I would put though ahead in that category
Giants game.
because the Giant game. He the first snap is bad, but he runs down the field to spot the ball. Unbelievable play.
Yep.
Like truly a play that we won't remember 5 years from now. And then we watch the highlights of the game. We see Zach Wilson spike it, and we're like, wait, Xavier Newman made that happen. So I'm putting
Yeah,
him
and
in
listen,
the high part.
there's going to be more defensive players in the better categories this year. We have the number one defense and the last offense. So
I cannot wait for how many people are going to get mad when
they're
we're
going to get
done.
this.
I can't wait. People got very mad when we did the McCagnon draft pick tier ranking with Joe
Oh, Cap.
Caparoso.
Yeah.
We put
Oh, Cap. Yeah.
we put Darnold in the like meh category, and people wanted to fucking kill us. They were like, "You're an idiot." If I'm coming into it, Mike, I would end the stream right now if you were to debate not putting Sauce Gardner anywhere but the top of elite.
Yep.
The guy is unbelievable.
Yeah. We didn't mention it yet. Sauce, Quincy Williams, both first team All Pro, which if you're watching this, you would have heard by now. Very good for Quincy, man. Especially once you don't make the Pro Bowl. You know, the AP writers were watching the film because he had a great year. And we don't watch any film, to be clear. But
None.
we watch the games. And sometimes the
none.
highlights.
Mike, the great category is looking a little thin. And wait, sorry, Sauce Gardner. When the Cowboys game is happening, and I think the first half he gave up like a big play, and then he drops the pick six. A lot of people tweeted Sauce Gardner, sophomore slump. He's not the same as he was last year. He's been bad this year. All are absolute morons. Like the least intelligent people to make that call that early. And you could probably say, hey, look, not the start we wanted. That's different than saying Sauce Gardner is bad this year. And he wasn't at that point, and then he became the All-Pro again. Crazy. All right.
The people that you were tweeting at, was that yesterday when they announced it?
Oh yeah.
So good. Your bookmarks must be insane. I don't know where you keep all this shit. Where's DJ Reed? Can we put him in great? So we have a guy in great.
I think I was gonna put Mosley and DJ Reed in great if you have any concerns with that.
No, that's fine. Mosley was great, and he's been great back-to-back years. And he played. People forget 2021. He played every second. Also, the Jets defense just was horrible in 21 and great the last 2 years. He's the quarterback of the D. And then Reed Matt was in all. He was the number one PFF corner when the Jets played the Raiders on Sunday Night Football when they did the intros, and then he let up a couple deep balls at the end of the year. But he was great.
So I'm ready to make a call right now. Quincy going into elite. He's an All-Pro. I would argue that the two guys up here are elite, Sauce and Quincy, because of being in the same locker room for multiple years with DJ Reed and CJ Mosley. I think that's a part of it. These two became elite because of those two great guys. That would be the argument I'd make.
Yeah,
Younger, better.
Mosley and DJ Reed are terrific Jets. Got to figure out a way to re-sign DJ Reed after next year. Yeah, he has one more year.
Yeah. Let's make a few more moves. Al Woods Oh no, AVT will do first. Injured,
Yep. Put
and then
AVT next to Rogers, Matt. No,
who?
AVT should go next to Rogers, right?
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. We may have
Yeah.
to adjust it as we go.
It's like Al Woods kind of looks like DJ Khaled. Where it's like,
Elwood
no,
Elwood is
oh no, I'm
here.
looking at who's the other guy?
Quinn Jefferson, I put
No,
twice.
not QJ. To the left, left, left.
Dwayne Brown.
Oh, Dwayne Brown. Jeez. I guess he's got to be injured also, even though he wasn't injured and then they just didn't play him.
Yeah.
I don't know who tweeted it out, but it was so. I think it was maybe it was Will Parkinson tweeted out, or Joe Blewett was like, "Fuck it, Dwayne Brown tight end highlights," and the Jets are playing their 10th string tackle. Like, why couldn't he play?
I like how we're building this out, Mike. I'm
Okay.
really I'm enjoying what is occurring on the screen right here and where we have people. And next up is Bryce Hall. I don't know.
Oh, well, Bryce Hall again was a guy who's good for his role because he's the fifth corner, and he played. Yeah, he played well when he was asked to play, and he had the game sealing fumble 6 against the Broncos, which what he did in the Eagles game was more important than that game. But man, nice year.
And hey, we're probably about halfway done. If you're halfway through, check again if you're subscribed. Hit like. We're Zach Wilson being last is pretty poetic. I'm excited to find out where we're gonna put him. I think we probably have a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's go to Brees Hall now.
Breeze. See, it's hard between great and elite. The thing is, Brees is going to be in the elite category next year, and he had 1,500 scrimmage yards. I think he could do more.
I think he can do more. Can I make a call though?
Yeah, make a call, dude. Yep, I think so too.
Uh,
And I think Garrett too. I think Garrett also. I do. Because
Garrett is great.
These are elite guys that had great years.
I feel weird personally having Brees Hall and Garrett in great and Greg Zuerlein, who I know is elite in his role and like fifth kicking percentage. And
what's he supposed to do that, Matt? 35 and 38. And we went through it. If he's not elite this year, he's never elite.
I know.
There have been guys who won MVPs as kickers in the NFL for having like the same year as Greg Zuerlein.
Okay.
Brees Hall didn't have 1,000 yards, and Garrett had a little over 1,000 yards. It is what it is. And Brees was elite running back receiver. I just think, and it's probably not their fault. The offense is historically bad. I don't think either of their seasons statistically were great. I mean, elite. I think they were great.
I saw something interesting though, with Morstead. Not top. I don't think he was top 8 in average punt yardage, and maybe part of it's field position. He was first in punts, first in total yards, unbelievable numbers inside the 10. So I just want to confirm it. We're keeping Morstead in elite as well.
I honestly thought that the special teams of the Jets this year was elite. I really did.
Great segue because Thomas Hennessy, he's in good. He's in good.
He's a good player.
I can't put him anywhere else. Every snap has been perfect. Everything's been fine. Sometimes he makes a crazy hit on a punt return. He's good.
And Matt, the reason I'd rather have him in a lower category than the other two is because the variability between long snappers is not, I don't know. You just snap the ball. You could tell when we have bad kickers and punters. This is not the case. These guys were unbelievable. Winning games. Zuerlein hit 2 game-winning field goals also? 2, 3? Giants and Washington.
Commanders. Yep.
How else did we win games?
I think we need to add a little meat to the below average to bad. It's probably not fair, but Jalen Holmes, he had one.
He was awful. No, he was fine. But he came in the first game, had 2 penalties back to back
against Miami. That's amazing. All right. Bryce Huff, great or elite, Mike?
I think great, not elite.
And I think Jermaine is great as well.
Yes. I think Jermaine had a great year. I do. And I think Jermaine, again, is a more complete player. This is completely eye test. Feels like Jermaine is a more complete guy than Bryce Huff.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nerve-wracking to pay Bryce Huff like one of these truly elite pass rushers in the NFL without knowing exactly how great of an overall player he is.
Yeah.
Again, the Jets had the worst run defense in football. They also had the most attempts against them, which is partly on them for that. But it's a lot of that's on the offense, so it's hard to tell. But
I think it's fair, and we're definitely going to re-rank the categories themselves. In our opinion, again, it's opinion based. Go ahead, tell us what we did wrong. Will McDonald, Mike, I think there's a clear category for him.
meh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not his fault. He didn't play it as much as we want him to play. When he played, like, what do you have? 2.5, 3 sacks?
3 sacks.
All right.
Couple impact tackles for loss. Tiffles. Couple tiffles. You know?
Okay. I like it. And then Jamie and Sherwood. This is a weird one, Mike, because my brain thought he played on defense more than he did.
Me too.
He only played 20% of snaps, and I think he was a plus special teams guy, though. So,
meh. I mean, I'm fine with not putting him in the below average. It just, you're a third-year guy. He's a contributing player. This is the kind of guy where a couple of years ago the Jets just could not retain any players, and we're like, guy in the 5th round, just be on the team in a couple of years and have a role, and he does. He's the third linebacker, and he's all right. I'm happy. I'm fine with that.
I like it. Where are we putting Trevor Siemian?
Well, we were talking before. It's funny. So if you noticed, people watching, we don't. This is only players that ended the season with the Jets, the final active roster. So we don't have Dalvin Cook. We don't have Tim Boyle. I wanted to make a Tim Boyle category and put Trevor Siemian in it. Tim Boyle could have been in Rodgers' friends. The only thing with Siemian is like, it seems like he was 2-1 as a starter, and it feels like, I swear, it's a weird take. It feels like the Jets would have been more consistent. I don't know if they would have won more than 7 games, but more consistent on offense throughout the year if Trevor Siemian played instead of Zach Wilson. Just getting the ball out. Look at Brees and Garrett. Brees and Garrett were more involved. Like, for example, the Washington game, they had Brees had 20 carries, 12 targets, and Garrett had 16 targets in that same, or 15 targets in that game. So,
okay, I like what we're building, and I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. I think Sally has a good one too.
Solomon Thomas.
What do you think?
It's good.
Yep.
I think good's a very easy category to put him in.
He was good.
Maybe the run defense itself could have been a little bit better, but I feel like, again, type of guy that's made plays. He got the occasional sack that was like, oh shit, I forgot we had Solomon Thomas. That's
5 sacks.
It's impressive.
Nice year.
Tippmann.
Yep.
Good. We're on the same page on 99% of these. I'm dragging it there. I know where we're gonna go. Tippmann, under top 10 in pressure rate in the NFL as a rookie. Someone that in training camp, like, a lot of people didn't think could play, start a game. Like, he was running threes early on, and to come to that point of, he's a tall center, 6'6", unbelievable strength, and stayed healthy. Right, even when he got hurt, it was like this year ending. It'd be like 2.5 weeks and he'd be back. Which
we haven't seen from our other young offensive linemen.
Yep.
And I saw in a couple people put out all rookie team whatever list, and he would be on some of the people's lists, which is nice.
Yep. So
you like to see it.
Offensive line, not everyone in the below average to bad category, but we now have Laken Tomlinson.
Oh, it's just so disappointing, Matt.
It's so bad. Pro Bowl, we bring him in, and he just does nothing for 2 years.
Nothing. And Matt,
he did play every game.
Which, yeah, and the weird thing was too, this year, you look at the Jets offensive line, and it was super disappointing. And a lot of it was because of injury, but the left side was there. You had Becton, Tomlinson, and Tippmann, so you would figure, run it left, pass protect left. I don't know, but it didn't work out. Very frustrating. Definitely in the bad category.
And Mike, breaking news: the Bills game has been postponed to Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great for the Bills, bad for the Steelers.
Yeah. All right. Now we get A few interesting ones to wrap it up. Jordan Whitehead.
Well, it's interesting. He was he made impact plays, but a lot of them were in one game.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good this year. I did.
I wish there was a category between good and meh. Like
Yeah.
that, it would be a perfect spot, but I'll put him at the bottom of good. Again, you have to credit someone who's actually getting the ball back for your offense, even though our
Yeah.
offense is ass. You have to credit someone for doing that. So good for him. I'm fine with putting him in the good category.
I thought he was impactful, and he had nine passes defended,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of almost 100 tackles. He was all over the place. There were people tweeting some film that he was responsible for some of the touchdowns the defense gave up, but
Yep. Mike, I gotta take a minute to step back.
step back.
Michael Carter, third in the elite tier. I think I lean yes, but did Michael Carter have a better year than the guys in the great category?
We can move Michael Carter down. Yeah, you're right. Like building a team, I'd rather have DJ Reed than Michael Carter for next year. But
It's
slot
tough.
corner wise, he was great. He dropped a couple picks. He got unlucky because he had no interceptions. He got unlucky. That's the Asante Samuel
Argument, yeah.
argument that I'm using. But
I'm mhm.
yeah,
Go
just a
ahead.
little more, a little more. You could feel his absence to the games that he missed. He missed the Dolphins game, and the Jets kind of got torched a little bit. Yeah, I'm fine with that, man. I think Elite's a little bit much. He did get screwed. He had the interception in the Chiefs game that
Mhm.
was the phantom holding call on Sauce. I think
Yep.
that makes more sense. I agree with you.
I feel better about having that conversation with you to be very transparent to you and the 250 people watching. Quinnen, elite.
Elite, fifth and all pro. I get why he's not on the first team or second team all pro because you do like counting stats do matter. Sauce was so great and is in a position, plays a position where you can really quantify how great he was even without a lot of counting stats. But yeah, Quinnen finished with 5.5 sacks. Tough to be first or second team all pro. Pro Bowl, good. Great.
I would make the
Elite.
argument that Quentin Jefferson, when healthy, right? Good.
Yeah, he was good. He also had 6 sacks.
I like it. I feel good about that. I feel
You know,
good.
listen, this is a year where we have the number one defense in football. We're gonna have guys ranked high. They all, you have to do it. Again, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
We're
I
not
like doing
holding.
it. We'll do a full again, we'll rank the tier itself. But Mike, where do we have Carter Warren, rookie tackle from Pitt?
I thought he was mad.
I kind of agree with you. He
No,
falls into that meh category. I agree.
right? Like he. That's the kind of guy. He seems like he has some promise. He could be our swing tackle or one day be a starter.
I agree. Maybe be a
Who's
starter.
that guy?
That is Nick Baldwin.
Oh, he has long hair.
Yeah.
Does he always have long hair? Does he have a do rag on usually?
Yeah, he has long hair.
Where do we put him? It was weird. In the beginning of the year, it felt like when the Jets would do that pitch play to Brees and use Bawden as a lead blocker, it was like an automatic 80-yard run.
Yep.
And he had a touchdown.
Oh man, this is tough.
I don't think he ranked that well. I don't know how people
Meh.
grade fullbacks.
Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Upper category of meh, I guess.
lower man. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll go Kenny Yeboah. I don't know.
Below, what does he do?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Didn't do anything. Let's see. What were his stats? Does he have any stats? He has 2 catches. I don't remember either of his catches. When did he catch a ball?
It's probably in
When
the
did that?
fourth quarter. Where is Tyler Conklin? No.
Oh no.
Oh, why don't I have him on here?
Tyler Conklin would have to be in the good category.
What I'm gonna do?
Did you put Quentin Jefferson and Randall Cobb twice?
Yeah, where's Quentin? So I'm gonna put Quentin here,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna when I tweet out the graphic, I'm gonna Photoshop Tyler Conklin on the second Quentin.
Yeah. Tyler
That,
Conklin should be near the top, I think, of the good category.
Yep. And here's the thing about Conklin, though, and I hate to say this because I did look at it, and I think 70% of his catches are in the fourth quarter. And if
Wow.
you're a winning team, that's awesome. And if you're a team that's losing, like a good example is the Chargers game. Like I took Tyler Conklin. Was that the game that we sat in the box, or is that
Yeah.
the Black
Thanks,
Friday?
thanks, Pat. Yeah.
Pat, it was either the Chargers game or the Dolphins game.
The Chargers game was when we, yeah. Oh,
I
no.
took,
Chargers game was when we sat with Pat.
yeah, one of those games. I took Conklin over like 4 catches for 50 yards, and we're down 3 touchdowns. I'm walking out of the building, and like the Browns game, how Izzy got every target. Like I looked at my phone, like Conklin had 3 catches for 37 yards on that drive. So a lot of the production does come in the fourth quarter. He was still, I still really thought he was a good tight end, and he was a top tight end in a lot of like the top 10 in a lot of tight end categories. So I'm fine with putting him good, but I do want to make that caveat that I need to have him have like a bigger first half. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets offense is really hard to, what's the word, to analyze because it just was so weird and bad. This was it was historically bad. And at the end of the day, Conklin had like hit a fifth of the Jets' yards.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he
Yep.
was pretty effective.
Yep. So second, Quentin Jefferson, the smaller one. It looks like
The
I like
tinier QJ is Tyler Conklin.
is
Yeah.
Tyler Conklin. Jeremy Ruckert.
See, like I liked Ruckert. I think a lot of Jets fans like Ruckert. Maybe top of the meh.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of hate. I have to put him in meh. Like he's not the
Yeah.
same as AFM.
Right, exactly. And he had I'm looking at the stats, I'm not. But he had 16 catches for 151 yards. Had some really nice blocks, graded out well a lot of the weeks. The Jets gave a lot of his snaps to CJ Uzama before
Yep.
Uzama got hurt. And so it's probably not his fault, but how could we put him in the good category?
Yeah, that's a tough one. We putting West in below average to bad, injured, NA, or
I think we should put him in injured.
yeah, I think that's fair.
Did he ever come back at the end of the year?
I think he
Didn't
did.
he got hurt again?
Yeah. Uzama.
It's either bad or injured.
He's kind of friends with Rogers in a weird way.
Rogers' new friend. Yeah. I think we should put him
Uh,
in bad.
yeah.
He got
I
hurt
agree.
late. He only played 12 games. That was disappointing, man. He looked so good in the Super Bowl run with the Bengals. Had some nice statistical years there, and then just didn't do much. Had 1,000 penalties. He had that big penalty in the Raider game that I argued at first, and then looked back, and it was clearly he was holding Max Crosby's neck.
Yeah. And I think this is the big one that when people look at the graphic on Twitter, their first thought is going to be agree with the elite tier. They might argue why is Greg here, and that'll be good for you to tell them why they're wrong. And I think a lot of people would look at all the guys in great and be like, they got to, like, you'll make the argument for any of these guys to be an elite.
Yeah,
But people
especially
are
the
gonna
first five.
Yeah, people are going to look at where Zach Wilson is, Mike. And as a backup quarterback, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks, 60% completion, I might throw him in the meh category. I might.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it. We've had that conversation on here. Statistically, on the surface, man, I would put him in the below average to bad because he had the number one defense in football and wasn't good enough.
They didn't score a touchdown for 50 drives.
40 drives. Killed us.
But Mike,
He fucked us in the face. Sorry. It's
I
terrible.
can't put Trevor Siemian in a category above, so I'm willing to move both of them down, even though Trevor Siemian was 2 for 1.
I get it. Wherever it is, I think Trevor Siemian was more effective than Zach. I don't know. Zach had the 2 great games. He played great against the Chiefs and he played great against the Texans. And everything else was awful. Was unplayable. In the Raider game he wasn't unplayable. He was okay. The Eagles game he was okay, I guess.
I'm fine with moving him down. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I really want to move one person from meh to a lower category, so there's no second row here. Like, did anyone get hurt here? That's like an NA.
We could move Irv Charles.
Where do we put him?
He's next to Brownlee to the right, I
We'll
think.
put him
That's
in.
yeah, below average. What does he do? He doesn't do
Well, then it
anything.
makes that second row. So we got a problem. It makes that we have to find a Rogers friend or an injured NA. Fuck.
You could always put Uzama got hurt, but he was bad.
That doesn't help. Oh, I see what you're saying. He could go to.
And then you can move.
Mm,
I mean, listen, we're just trying to be. This is like we don't need to predetermine it. It should just be natural. Even if there's one, it doesn't look right.
I know, but the visual of tweeting the graphic out looks so much better when there's not like an extra row. Like it just be cleaner in the screenshot.
It would be cleaner. So put Uzama as the
Rogers friends.
available.
I think he's Rogers friends.
Yeah, he
Oh
is.
wait. Oh yeah, and then you can move Irv Charles down.
Yeah, exactly. Or Charles Wright's at the bottom.
He was in like the upper bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now we have to see do they make sense in order?
Elite. Let's go to elite first.
Ooh, this is tough. Sauce has to be number one. He's just.
I think the order is fine in elite, if I'm being honest.
I think so too. Because Quincy had a better year than Quinnen this year. Obviously, Quinnen profiles is the better overall player.
Mm-hmm.
I like in the great category, Matt. I like Brees number one.
Agreed.
Maybe switch MC and DJ, but just based on last year,
is he ahead of Mosley? Like
you could put Bryce ahead of Mosley. Mosley had like a boring great year, and he dropped a lot of picks.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like how great.
You like JFM ahead of Mosley? I don't know why I'm making weird abbreviations like nicknames.
Jermaine.
You like JF? Yeah, Jermaine.
I would go Jermaine. I just feel like Jermaine had such a complete year, and
yeah,
Mosley dropped like 40 picks.
He did. This is a little bit of payback for Mosley going to Applebee's during COVID, taking a picture.
Yeah.
All right, so in order, yeah.
I like the first two of good.
JFM for sure, Tony. So that's Tyler Conklin.
Then we bring up maybe like a Whitehead, Titman, like
Hennessy. This should be the end. I think Ashton Davis should be the second to the last guy.
Okay, I like it.
Or even you could put him ahead of Quentin.
Okay, this is fair. All fair.
I don't know. I'm talking out loud. What do you think, Matt, between Whitehead and Ashton?
Ashton did more with less. Like he like leads the NFL in turnovers per play. Ashton Davis.
Turnovers per capita. I'm fine with that.
People will get mad that Jordan Whitehead's in good after giving up like 7 touchdowns this year.
They will get mad.
Yeah, which is fine. He was good.
He was good. And maybe put Titman ahead of Solly.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like it. Cool.
Because I don't think Solomon Thomas was the what is that, like the 18th best player on the Jets? But he
actually might have been.
Well, maybe. And
I think Quentin Jefferson was better than Solomon Thomas.
Yeah. It's just Solomon Thomas for his role was very effective. Yeah. Oh.
Did I fuck that up?
Okay. No. Okay. No. I think I like what you just did.
Okay.
Starting DT, 6 sacks. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So now we're in meh? This is tough, man.
It doesn't even matter what happens here. Like, to be honest, I don't like meh category. They're all in the same boat, and I like Rucker being meh.
The only difference, some of these guys are young guys who we just don't know a lot about yet, and we don't want to put them in bad.
Like McDonald is up there.
Yeah, I think it should be higher up. Like
Carter
that's good.
Warren. I'm fine with it.
I don't want to do the thing where anybody on the offensive line gets automatically screwed because the whole line sucked. Because I was going to make a point about that, but I think Carter Warren, Fair Bawden, yeah, Bryce. Maybe move Bryce Hall up a little bit, like past Bawden. Maybe
and Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson had to play. Clemens maybe a little higher, but we were maybe going to put him in bad, so maybe keep him low, Matt.
He's better than Brownlee, though.
He's better than Brownlee.
I can't wait to tier rank the Rogers friends.
Below average?
Newman, we agree, is at the top. Irv Charles, we agree at the top. Becton played every second. He played every second.
He did.
Besides one game. And then all these
just all the weird offensive linemen, the backup quarterbacks that were our main quarterbacks.
Jalen Holmes.
Dude, just makes me so annoyed the fucking Douglas did not. And even when did the Jets sign Trevor Siemian? After the Chiefs game? I think it was. That's like week 4. And then they didn't play him until like week 16. So annoying. So, yeah, there's no Tim Boyle on here. There's no Dalvin Cook. There's no Amos.
Michael Carter.
We could have just had a Michael Carter's category.
Rogers friends. People are going to be like, why is Uzama there? I'm like, oh, they went to a Broadway show together.
They did.
We had Randall Cobb twice, who I agree. I like him the most out of all of them. Then Billy Turner.
Yeah. Randall Cobb had the worst season of all time. He had 5 catches in 11 games. Why did they do that? What was the stat? I think Samini tweeted out he had the least yards per route run ever in the history of football. He ran 1 million routes. He had 5 catches, but he had a touchdown.
I can't wait to tweet this out. Okay.
Billy Turner was so hated.
Why is he's wearing sunglasses in his photo?
Uzama with his stupid hair. Uzama was only there because we needed to make the categories balance out better. And then Lazard's last, and then the injured. 4 snaps of Rogers. Lawson. Maybe move McGovern up a little bit
above Hardy.
Yeah. I love Hardy though.
Yeah, I like, and then maybe Dwayne Brown's really important, honestly. So.
Al Woods was good too. Honestly, all of our guys that got hurt were good. Yeah.
That's a good point. Like if you Rogers goes to elite, AVT goes to great or elite. Yep. Walton was probably good. Yep. Hardy was good to great. Yep. Dwayne Brown hopefully was good.
Al Woods was good.
McGovern was meh, and then West was probably mad. Like that is so annoying that it could have looked way different.
All the other guys suck, and they all stayed healthy. I really like this, Matt.
I think we did a complete job. We didn't make a lot of jokes during it. We were very focused on doing it right. So if you made it this far, thank you for that. If you watch our videos a lot, DM us. We'll add you to the Discord. Subscribe, like, comment. I can't wait to Photoshop Tyler Conklin into the second good. Am I missing anyone else? If I missed Conklin, I could have.
I'm looking at the roster while we've been doing this. I don't think so. The only thing that would have been funny is if we used every single player and had a category that could not make it to the end of the season.
I thought it.
Michael Carter, Amos, Dalvin Cook, Mecole Hardman. Hardman would have been. Does that count as Rogers' friend? I don't think so. Tim Boyle. Defense, no Chaz Surratt. That's pretty fucked up. We missed Samuel Iguoven.
Should we do Rogers' friends and then end as Uzama?
plus CJ. Now they're friends. Yeah, I think we got everyone else. Michael Carter Sauce. That was well made, Matt. Who the fuck is Perion Winfrey?
Oh, he was I actually really like Perion Winfrey. He could have been a Jets second round pick. People wanted us to take him early day 2. Oklahoma, defensive tackle. He got in trouble with the Browns, I think, and then we signed him. He had a cool game against the Giants early on, and then he broke his leg during the game and got carted.
Ugh, gross. Some other notable Jets from this year that weren't on it. Tanzel Smart.
Yep.
Jarek Bernard Converse, I think 6th round pick this year.
Thought about having him, and I was like, why am I taking time to screenshot him, add him to this, and then just put him in injured NA?
Yep. Craig James, hero of the Eagles game.
True.
Tay Hayes, also hero of the Eagles game. I don't even know who this is. Xavier Newman Johnson, but he started 4 games on. Oh, it's Xavier Newman. I was like, who's Xavier Newman Johnson? Jesus. I think that's it. I think we got literally like every single guy.
All right. Well,
Nicely done, Matt.
we did it. Thank you for watching.
That was fun.
Every month I should take an hour, build a tier list out, and it'll be a lot of fun. And like one I would love to do is potential Jets picks at 10 and have Connor Rogers on and have like 20 draft prospects and tell them like they're not bad players. They wouldn't be like below average or bad, but like good fit, great fit. I think that'd be fun for the draft.
Let's do it.
All right, Mike, anything else before we wrap up?
That's all I got. I mean, go watch some playoff football this weekend.
Hell yeah.
It's a shame we're not in it, but soon, Matt, soon, we, the Jets, will be representing. I don't know where I was going with this. The Jets will be playing soon on fucking weekend of wild card. Actually, no, we're gonna have a bye next year, so it'll be fine.
All right, Mike, have a good day, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Elmi.